Hello, Intentionally Black. It's me again. I'm back with this video on the Charlottesville white nationalist rally. And I have to say, I'm sorry, sometimes I get so emotional. This is really heartbreaking, but I am not surprised because, like I always say, this is the society, this is the country, this is the world in which we live in, where there's just so much hate. There's so much hate all around. There's a world-round hate, and it's really destroying us as people. Like, this is ridiculous. I am so bothered. Like, I'm so disturbed. This is something that most people could say, oh, they expected during slavery times or after the emancipation of slavery. But today, in this 21st century, 2017, this is what we're seeing. And it's so heartbreaking, especially how people are portraying the what happened in the media, and people are just like, oh, you know, white nationalist rally. White nationalist rally? White nationalist rally. That is all. And that is ridiculous because you have the Black Lives Matter march and you have people doing different protests for this, that, and the third, and everyone gets bashed, everyone gets disrespected. You have the thugs, you have all these dumb hood rats that will destroy their own place, and all these disrespectful names, disrespectful comments. But then you have something as grave as this issue, an issue of I don't like you because you're black. I don't like you because of the color of your skin. And they want to act like they're the victims. They want to victimize themselves in the situation as, oh, we're taking away their country. We're taking away their this, that, and the third. And it's just ridiculous. The amount of ridiculousness that you will hear, and that some people even left their homes. How could you leave your home to go protest such? Like, I'm just so angry, I'm disturbed, I'm sad. It took a lot to make this video. I've wanted to make this video since yesterday, but it was just, it's so emotional in the sense that it's not like I'm surprised and it's like, oh wow, I can't believe this is happening. I never thought I would experience. No, it's surprising in the sense that you would think that at least the media, well, apart from Facebook and stuff, people are really speaking out, Twitter and things, and the great videos being made where people are really acknowledging what's going on. But you have the news, the newspapers, and they're just for, oh, it was a protest, you know, nationalists speaking for, no. You portray them just as you portray everybody else. Anybody from any country, from any place, everybody gets bashed. They talk about them terribly, especially us in the black community. They'll definitely say, oh, these thugs, these hood rats, these this, that, and the third. Oh, get over it. Slavery was a long time ago. You guys don't want to move forward. You guys don't want to make America great again. You guys want to stay in the past. You guys want to this, that, and the third. But do you just see the ridiculous? To leave your house carrying torches, the Confederate flag, the Nazi flag, just a whole bunch of ridiculousness. And it's just, honestly, it's sad. It's really sad that this is the world we live in, that people actually think this is okay. People really think like this is all right. And I remember I saw a picture on Facebook, and this is where like it really made me cry. It was so terrible. It was this little baby dressed in this KKK outfit, you know, with the whole white hat and everything. And I was just like, this is so sad. This is so terrible that people are even bringing in their children. And of course you know that because most of the people in the rally, they're young people. This is not old people from back in the day. No, this is a hate that has grown throughout society. This is a hate that has grown throughout all these years, that has been built up. You'll still have people telling you to move on. You'll still have people telling you, oh, not all white people. I agree. Given not all white people are doing this, not all white people feel this kind of way. But what you can say, and what I love that I saw and heard that people were saying is, why don't you call them out? As much as people get called out for the most ridiculous things, like in the media, and I guess this is what society wants to hear, and that's another conversation for another day. But they'll like Usher, they'll drag the Usher situation, they'll talk about Nicki Minaj and her butt and this, that, and the third, everything. Beyonce and the kids, everything is dragged out, everything is portrayed multiple days. Like, you can't get away from that information. But I feel like there was a way that the Charlottesville quote unquote rally could have been portrayed. It is honestly heartbreaking, and I'm like so caught in between emotions because I don't want to believe that this is the way things are. And I have a couple of things that I would like to read and give my opinion on. And I'm just logging into my Facebook because I shared it with myself so I'd be able to speak on it. But for one, I would like to say definitely that I feel disgusted. If you come out, and I say this all the time, and it's honestly heartbreaking, and this is something that even I personally experience. If you come out and you say I'm black, and you say I love myself, I'm happy with who I am, I'm happy with my skin tone, this is what happened to my ancestors, this is how they were treated, and I want to live in a society where it's different, I want to make a different society for my children, for my future, you will get all types of move on. Black people always want to act like victims. Oh my God, why can't you? At least you're in America. Okay, yeah, we took you out of Africa, but could you really have survived? You get the craziest of things. Oh, you love your black skin, but what about white people? What about this people and that people? Oh, you love your black culture, but what about this, that, and the third? But here you have it. This is the reason why some of us have to go. Sorry, I'm just so emotional. This is the reason why some of us have to go as hard as we go. This is the reason why I made this page intentionally black. This is the reason why I make it my business to speak on these topics. Why you in my life? I'm sorry. My sister's in the background. This is the reason why I speak on these topics. This is the reason why I have to go as hard as I go, because people would just disrespect you. They'll disrespect your culture. They'll disrespect your whole being. They'll do a rally and speak about what they want to speak about. Oh, they're privileged, they're losing their white America, they're losing their this, that, and the third. And then as soon as you say you love your black skin, you love your black culture, you love where you're coming from, you love this, that, and the third, and you try to know more about yourself, you try to read into your culture, or you try to just understand what has been going on, and you read about Malcolm X and stuff, you'll get all these bashes and you'll get all this disrespect. Oh, Malcolm X talking about by any means necessary, how disgusting, he's promoting violence, he's doing this, that, and the third. But this is why he had to do so. This is why, and you can see throughout society, if you guys want to open your eyes and you really want to be woke, black, white, yellow, orange, whoever, if you really want to be woke, this is why you have to start with the past. This is why people like me, I always go back to the past. This is why I'm so in love with history, and I must know everything that has happened, because as time goes on and you look into the history and you compare it to what's going on now, you'll really understand why things are the way they are. You'll really understand why people remain angry. You'll really understand why we have to be intentionally black, or we have to stick up for those who are intentionally black, who are trying to be intentionally black. So I'm just gonna go into one of these. It's like a thread that I found, and I just thought it was wonderful. And it's really heartbreaking, like I said. So I'm just gonna speak on... Actually, before I speak on the thread, I'm going to speak on this Facebook post that I saw, and I had to screenshot it because I was just like, this is something I must speak on. I always speak on this, I touch on it, but this is something that I must go in depth about and just truly explain. So a guy named Marlon Rice, or Marlon Rice, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right, excuse me. He makes this post and he says, "Dear white racists that live in Brooklyn, stay low, stay quiet, and don't get gassed by what you see is happening in Virginia. There ain't no wins for you here in Brooklyn. Not A1. Don't do it to yourself. Signed by a concerned black man." So I saw the post. I like the post, but obviously I like the post only because he wasn't talking to all white people, but he was only talking to the white racists. But a girl named Simply Yaya, or Simply Yay Yay, she says, "Facts, we are not our ancestors. We will," excuse my language, "fuck shit up." And I was just so disgusted. Like, these are the type of comments that I see that really get under my skin. We are not our ancestors. First of all, just shut your mouth. Don't even speak. We are not our ancestors. Do you even know what our ancestors went through? It is easy today in society, even for me, I'm gonna even throw myself under the bus. It's easy to say, oh, I'm going to speak up to the racism. I'm going to speak up to this white privilege that people like to act like is not going on. I'm going to speak on this Charlottesville issue, and I'm going to speak on everything that's going on and all the disrespect towards black people and black culture and black society and black everything. But back in the day, excuse me, this is a time of slavery. This is a time where people were dragged from everything they known, their society, where they lived, their culture, their traditions, and they were brought to new lands, made to work, made to struggle, beaten, raped, and all types of disgusting and terrible things. Limbs cut off, chewed up, made to be hungry, laying one on top of another under boats, going through all types of just madness. And here you are talking about we are not our ancestors. Could you even be our ancestors? Could you even put yourself in their situation? This gets me so emotional. Could you even, like, I can't imagine the things that one will go through. Like, when I think about Nat Turner and I think about all the other blacks that were able, Harriet Tubman and them, that were able to really stand up and take a charge, you have to say, oh my God, God bless, like, oh my God, God bless these people. Thank God there were people like this that were able to start from somewhere, that were able to do something. Because even Martin Luther King and Rosa Parks and all these people after that stepped up and did something, they would not have been able to do something if some of our ancestors didn't speak up and do what they had to do from the past. And even those that weren't able to fight back, you have to think about their predicament. You have to think about where they were. It's easy to be like me, and I'll throw myself under the bus. It's easy to be like me and sit in your house and go, oh, these white supremacists, these racists, look what they're doing. Look what they're doing to our people. Look how they're treating us. Look how they're bashing us. Look how they're going out and rallying as if they have issues, as if we are oppressing them, as if we are the issue. And it's another thing to be raped, beaten, to be working on a plantation for hours, hungry, and all these type of things going on, to have your children sold, to have your wife, your grandmother, your mother, whatever, raped in front of you, to be raped yourself as a male who does not want to sleep with another male. All these things. It's easy to talk when you're at home. It's easy to say, oh, our ancestors, some of our ancestors didn't do nothing. Oh, some of them were lazy. Some of them were scared. Some of them were not about that life. But you sitting at home just bashing them, can you put yourself in their position? Can you ever live in that position? Because I love this video that I saw, and I will share everything and all my sources on the page, but it was in a classroom, and I can't really remember the title of the video, but they were saying this white girl could not take the heat of racism. She could not take the words, just the words. She was crying. She was like heated up, like she could not control her emotions, and that was just words. But can you imagine the actions? If somebody told you to go work on this plantation field for how many hours, and you don't know when you're sleeping, you don't know where your family's at, you don't know what will happen, you don't know when you'll be raped, killed, or anything, just for fun. Just for fun. You can do the work that you are told to do. You can follow, you can master this, master that, and you can do everything they say to do, and they can kill you just by the blink of an eye for fun. Have you fight your brother, have you rape your sister, or do whatever, just for fun. So please, I'm tired of seeing this, oh, our ancestors were too scared, but we're not. Do not give that. Because the same people that will say our ancestors were too scared, but we're not scared, you won't see them in a march. You won't see them in a protest. They're not trying to wake other people. They're not trying to spread any news. They're not trying to educate. They're not trying to better their lives. They're not even trying to better themselves in order to set an example for our youngings that are growing up. They're just sitting at home saying, oh, our ancestors didn't do nothing. That's all they know how to do. And that pisses me off. And I hate to hear stuff like that. I know hate is a strong word, but I'm able to use that. I hate to see stuff like that. Oh, some of our ancestors were lazy. But don't say that, because you don't know what some of them went through. And as heartbreaking as it is, and we like to say we're not fake, we're not this, no, we're not that. But sometimes, just think about it. If you're in a situation where it's like, it's you and you have 15 others to save, and you have to give up one of your people, and I'm always saying it myself, it's amazing for you to sacrifice yourself for others. Put yourself in a dangerous situation for others. So please, even me, I can't say, oh, some of these people are doing this Black Lives Matter march and they're doing peaceful protests, go out and fight. Don't say that when you yourself are not going to leave your home, or you're not going to do anything, small, big, to make an impact, to help, to bring up the situation, to acknowledge that there is a problem in this society, in this world. So please don't say, oh, we're not our ancestors, we will fuck shit up, because you have not done anything. As a whole, we have not even done something that can even touch to what our ancestors, to what our people in the past have done. We are not about that life. Yes, we can try. Yes, we can want to be. We can work to steps and we could further. That's amazing. But to disacknowledge and just throw away everything that has happened, that they have done, disgusting, despicable. So please, that's just my piece for that one. And I could have commented it, and I usually do comment on the post, but sometimes it's just like, oh my God, like, can't believe I'm talking to you about this. But then again, educate, that's the point. So this is a tweet, and it's a tweet thread, large adult goat. It says, the law never enslaved their great-grandparents, robbed their grandparents, imprisoned their parents, shot them when unharmed. There is no massive effort at a state and local level to disenfranchise them of their vote. There is no history of centuries of bad science devoted to proving their intellectual inferiority. Excuse me. I don't know what's going on. But OMG, like, that was so amazing. Like, this whole entire thread I had to share on my page. I had to share it on my Facebook as well, because this is what you see. They're going to tell you, oh, we feel like we're not privileged. Oh, we feel like black people are taking over, blah, blah, blah. What have we really taken over? Please, I would love to see, what have we taken over? This is the white privilege that's been a white privilege, and we're changing it to a human privilege. The basic privileges that shouldn't just be for one type of group or one type of race or ethnicity, whatever. Going to school, having a job, trying to better your life, working in entertainment, these little things, marching for our rights, for things that are actually we're going through, people are taking away from us, that people hate you for the color of your skin, something that is a blessing that we could even control. I thank God so much that for the color of my skin, whether I was white, black, orange, green, purple, I would have loved who I was, but I thank God that I am black, that I am able to have gone through what I've gone through and to see these things and speak on it, because this is amazing. These people are out here with torches? What are you doing? And they're here and they're marching in broad daylight. They're marching in the night as if they have something that we have done, as if they're going through something, as if we're running through their towns trying to hurt them or doing something. It is just ridiculous. Sometimes just even to speak on it, it just raises all types of emotion, because you can't believe you have to speak on this. You can't believe that people are really so sick. And it is sickening for you to say, I don't like somebody because of the color of their skin, and that you're going to march and act like you're the victim. That is a sickness. There is something wrong. You all need to be put somewhere, or you guys just need to be in a space full of black people. Like, I need to see them just try to understand and just see us like, yes, this is a black person. Yeah, I'm black. Same blood running through my veins. What are you gonna do? Because if you're uncomfortable with the color of my skin, you're uncomfortable with who I am, how I look, or anything, that is a you problem. I'm not going to change myself. I'm not going to bleach. I'm not going to kill myself. I'm not going to hurt myself just because you have a problem with the color of my skin. If you feel a type of way, maybe you gotta go, because we ain't going nowhere. We have gone through so much as a people throughout history, and even now we have gone through so much. We're still going through so much. For us to change ourselves, or to hurt ourselves, or to even break down and just be like, oh my God, they hate us because of color skin, we have to change. No, we may break down because it is just disgusting. It is sickening that this is the society and this is the world that we live in. But if you think, any of you all, and I hope that this is seen by some white supremacist or something. And that they really hear the words coming out of my mouth, because I'm speaking for all my people. We aren't going anywhere. We are not leaving. We are not changing ourselves. We are going to try and continue to better ourselves, to move forward, to be educated, to do this, that, and the third as every other human being, as basic rights. We are going to continue and live a great legacy, if God's willing, because our ancestors went through too much for us to throw it all away just because you have the problem with the color of our skin. Because if you really think about it, I don't even think it's, yeah, you feel like we're inferior. People usually don't like people that's different from them. But is it really now that you have a problem that we're black and that we're us? Or do you have a problem that we're no longer under you? We're no longer enslaved by you, and that we are now moving forward, that some of us are doing great things? I think that's really the problem, that they don't have puppets or stuff to control, to do their work, to make them work on plantations, to build America up for them. No, you all are going to work just as much as everybody. Everybody's going to put in their 2 cents to make America great again, or to make the world great again, to make everything happen. Nobody's going to work for you and break their backs just so you can live lavish. No, we're all going to go through everything together as a human race. And also it says their churches were never burned, their lawns never decorated with burning crosses, their ancestors never hung from trees, their mothers aren't being torn away by troopers and sent away forever. They won't be forced to leave the only country they ever knew. The president has not set up a hotline to report crimes committed at their hands. And the list just goes on and on. I don't even think I have to read all of it. I'll be sharing everything to the page if anybody wants to read it. But the list just goes on and on. You guys have no problem. If the color of our skin is an issue, you have no problem. You racist, you supremacist, you this, that, and the third, you white nationalist rally people, get over yourself. Honestly, just get over yourself. Don't even waste your time, because we will not destroy ourselves for you all to be comfortable. And I just found this video, and I'll definitely be sharing it to the page. It put a smile on my face just when I thought I wouldn't be able to make this video, because every once in a while it makes me so emotional and I can't even get my point across sometimes. But I saw this, and this guy said something, and he said it at 27 seconds. So this is by a page called Jubilee. Is the question that they were going around asking people was, what would the world look like without black people? And the best point made, and I'm going to bring the laptop close to me. The best point made, the guy said, listen, if people love black people as much as they love black culture, everything would be fine. So you really have to think to yourself, when these people are saying, oh, sorry, got a message. You really have to say to yourself, when these people are saying, we hate black people, we hate this, that, and the third, if we were not here as a people, everything that came with us would not be here. And that's everybody. That's basically this whole entire world, the whole entire foundation. And like the guy said, if you loved black people, black culture, as much as they like to try to bash us and act like, oh, we have nothing, oh, we are nothing. But think about it. As a whole, if we worked hand in hand and we were able to move past this, I hate you because of the color of your skin, that is so long time ago. Like, this is just history. Oh my goodness. Get over yourself. You hate people because of the color of their skin. Come on. So this Charlottesville rally, honestly, disgusting. I think personally it was a waste of time. What were you trying to rally? What were you trying to do? What were you trying to march for? What have you been going through? If anything, if you guys like to walk so much and you like to march so much, I have an idea for you. Why don't you march for Black Lives Matter? Why don't you guys march for everything that we black people have gone through or been going through by you all hand? Why don't you march and say, you know what? Let's change. Let's make this world a better place. Let's really try to be influential. If you guys want to march and you guys have so much money that you have money to go buy so many torches and waste time, put that money towards the society. If we're so bad and we're so disgusting and we're such animals and that we'll never be anything, why don't you give the money to a black community so that we may create something, so we may educate ourselves if we're that bad? Honestly, it was a waste of time. It will always be a waste of time. Don't even try to hurt yourselves. Don't try to hurt yourselves. Don't have sleepless nights, because honestly, we are comfortable in our skins. We're not going to change. We're not going to bleach. We're not going to do anything to destroy ourselves. We're just going to try to better ourselves, and I'll be praying on it. So Charlottesville with this march, and I heard, oh, there will be more marches like that coming around. Please don't try it, because we will march as well. Just as you guys can walk and y'all have the time of day to do so, we do as well. And I say we do, I'm not speaking about only black people. There are so many other people, white people, this, that, and that people that will come and march with us, because not everybody is the same. And I thank God that it's not all white people that think as you guys do, because I think that would have been worse. That would have been terrible. So please, this Charlottesville march, I hope people that were in the march see this. I hope it angers you that I'm speaking. I hope just looking at my face, you're angered and that you're bothered and that you can't continue with your day and that you feel all types of way because I'm too comfortable. I am too happy with my skin, and I'm sure my brothers, my sisters, my family, they're all comfortable with their skin. So please, this whole black people, we don't like you, please. Past. That is in the past. I don't even want to hear about it, please. So don't waste y'all time. And it's terrible. It is terrible that you guys have these little kids marching. They do not know what's going on. They're marching and they're seeing black cops and they're seeing that, and they're waving. They're doing this, that. They don't. So please do not drag your children into this. And even if you do drag your children, I hope that when they grow up, they're able to see the light. So thank you. This whole Charlottesville thing, I can't. I'll just keep talking about it. I know that this is not the end of me talking about this, because it's just disturbing, ridiculous. Charlottesville, I can't. It's March, and then the worst, white nationalist rally. That's what you guys saw. I saw hate. I saw demons. I saw ridiculousness. But some people just saw people rallying because they have their opinion. Right? That's what was going on. Okay, sure.